My name is Clara, and I am 29 years old. I grew up in a town where rumors traveled faster than the wind, and every neighbor felt entitled to my life story. For most of my early 20s, I believed my parents were my protectors. That illusion shattered when I turned 23. They decided my independence and ambition threatened them, so they labeled me a liar. They told employers and friends I was dishonest, painting me as someone untrustworthy and deceitful. The years of silence. For 2 long years, I struggled silently. Jobs I applied for vanished. Apartments I tried to rent were suddenly unavailable. Even volunteering opportunities, which I loved, were quietly closed off. Friends drifted away, unsure whether to believe the whispers or the person they thought they knew. Each rejection felt like a blow. I doubted myself. Sometimes I wondered if maybe I was the problem, if maybe I had been dishonest without realizing it. But deep inside, I knew I hadn't stolen, lied, or betrayed anyone. The secret letters. The only person who never doubted me was my grandmother. She had always been my refuge during childhood summers and holidays. Before she passed, she left a stack of letters in a sealed envelope, along with bank statements, affidavits, and other legal documents. She told me once, in her soft, unwavering voice, "Clara, if anyone ever tries to destroy you, these will speak for you. Keep them safe. They are your shield." At the time, I tucked them away, thinking the day might never come. But when the town's whispers escalated and my career began to falter, I remembered them. The revelation. It was my 28th birthday when I finally opened the envelope. Inside were notarized statements from former employers, neighbors, and even a distant cousin, all confirming my honesty and integrity. There were also bank statements showing a trust she had set up in my name, enough to help me if my parents' manipulations ever left me financially vulnerable. The letters carefully detailed her foresight, predicting exactly how my parents might try to sabotage me, and offering proof that could restore my reputation. Legal action and the turning point. Armed with this evidence, I consulted a lawyer. Together, we contacted every employer that had been influenced by my parents' lies. The impact was immediate. Employers who had quietly doubted me were now forced to acknowledge the truth. One HR manager admitted, her voice trembling, "We had no reason to doubt you, but someone else convinced us. I'm so sorry." It was a mixture of relief and vindication. Years of self-doubt were washed away by evidence, carefully curated by someone who loved me unconditionally. New opportunities. Soon, I received an offer from a reputable company I had once thought would never hire me. They reviewed the documents, verified the affidavits, and immediately offered me a lead position. I felt a rush of freedom and possibility unlike anything I had known. For the first time, I realized that justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it arrives quietly, and yet it is just as powerful. Confronting my parents. The letters also made it possible to confront my parents with confidence. They tried to argue and justify their actions, claiming they only wanted to teach me respect or protect the family name. But I was prepared. Every claim they made was refuted by notarized evidence. Their power over me, which had felt so absolute for years, crumbled in an instant. They had underestimated patience, foresight, and truth. Reflection. Looking back, I realized how carefully my grandmother had planned this. She had anticipated manipulation, betrayal, and the quiet destruction of reputation. And yet she had trusted that the truth, when revealed at the right time, would restore balance and dignity. I had spent years questioning my worth, but the letters reminded me that I was never the problem. The problem was the deliberate actions of those who tried to control me. Empowerment and growth. Now, as I walk through my career and life, I carry both confidence and caution. I know. False narratives can be dismantled with proof. Preparation and foresight are powerful allies. Family love doesn't always come without strings, but legacy love can save you. The town that once doubted me now watches silently, amazed, not because I sought revenge, but because truth has a way of reaching everyone eventually. Legacy of the letters. The letters, affidavits, and bank statements are more than just legal tools. They are symbols of trust, foresight, and the strength of those who care. My grandmother didn't want revenge. She wanted to protect me and my future. And now, thanks to her careful planning, I own my story, my career, and my life.